What is up, humans of the cardboard? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we have another archetype revealed for the deck build pack grand creators. This time we have the Brave token theme. I guess we're being careful here just because the translation can sometimes be hero, but obviously we already have an archetype called hero, so they probably want to stay away from calling them hero tokens, so we'll call them Brave tokens. But interesting. Okay, I mean, without further ado, let's just get into it. All right, starting off here, we have a spell card called Ritual of Aramesia. This is a normal spell. You can only activate one with this card's name once per turn, and you cannot activate the effects of monsters you control the turn you activate this card, except special summoned monsters. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this won't lock you out of normal summoning anything out of archetype or whatever. It just says you can't activate the effects of something you normal summon, only stuff that's special summoned. Interesting restriction there. But anyway, if you control no Brave tokens, you can special summon a Brave token. It's going to be in Fairy Earth level 4, 2000. Then if you do not control Journey of Destiny, you can place one from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone. Ooh. Okay, so if you don't already have, I'm assuming that's like a field spell or maybe a continuous spell, this designated one, you get to get a token for free and then get the card straight out of the deck for free. Very, very interesting. Okay, I'm with it. I'm with it so far. Next up, we have these guys that are in the artwork for that stuff. So we have Magicite, Warrior of the Ruins. This is level 4 Fire Warrior. Oh, it's a warrior. 2300 attack and 1000 defense. You can only use the first and third effects of this card once per turn. First effect reads, so first off, real quick, before we even continue, 2300 attack on a level 4. This is a normal summonable monster with 2300. Crazy. Okay, if you control a Brave token, you can special summon this card from the hand. Sweet. Kind of keeps it in archetype, but still cool. Nice, easy extension as long as you have any way to put one of these tokens, and I'm assuming there are multiple ways to do so. Cannot attack if you control no Brave token. Okay, so you need to have a Brave token to be able to attack with this. Okay, but assuming you already had one just to get him out, that's fine. And if your monster that lists specifically, or if your monster that lists specifically Brave token in its text battles, at the end of the battle phase, you can set one spell or trap that specifically lists Brave token in its text from your deck to your spell and trap zone. Interesting. What I also like about this is that I don't think this even like restricts itself. So I believe just off of this, he could attack or battle, period. And at the end of the battle phase, set one of the spells or traps directly from the deck. Not half bad. Interesting card, but we need to see more. Next up, we have the other like card, the Griffin looking card. This is Wandering Griffin Rider. No names, but it looks like most of your searching stuff is just going to search stuff that has Brave token in its card's text. So I'm actually okay with that. This is a level 7 Wing Beast. Ooh, could have some synergy with some other stuff we know about. 2000 attack, 2800 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card once per turn. During the main phase, you control no monsters, or you control Brave token. I'm assuming this is a Brave token or maybe even only Brave tokens. You can special summon this card from the hand. Okay, so quick summons itself. If you have no monsters, and this is either person's main phase, which is also interesting. When a card or effect is activated and you control a Brave token, you can shuffle this card into the deck, and if you do, negate the activation, and if you do that, destroy that card. Okay, cool. It's a negate. All you have to do is have this card on field with a Brave token. By the way, I love that the Brave tokens aren't super small either. They're 2000, which is actually pretty respectable. So your opponent can't just like walk over the tokens really easily. But jumps out of the hand really easily and gives you just a negate. This is any card or effect activation. You can negate it. It does shuffle itself back in the deck, so you lose the card, but still, that's pretty worth for a negate. Not bad. Okay, continuing on, we have Journey of Destiny. Okay, so this is the continuous spell we were talking about above. Here we go. You can only use the first and second effects once per turn. First effect, during your main phase, you can add one card that specifically lists Brave token in its text from your deck to the hand, then send one card from your hand to the graveyard. Okay, So it's a search, but it's not a +1. Technically, it's a 1-for-1, but still gets any card that just lists Brave Token. I love that because that means spells, traps, monsters, literally everything we've seen so far. You're searching this, and other stuff. Hopefully there's some graveyard synergy. I love that I also like that it's send any one card from your hand to the graveyard. That gives you synergy with stuff like Shaddolls, right? Just search something, send a Shaddolls, like stuff like that, which is cool. Second effect, if a monster or monsters is normal or special summoned, you can add to your hand or equip one Brave token you control with one equipped spell that specifically lists Brave token. Okay, so I guess there's going to be some equipped spells here. And if any monster is normal or special summoned, so that's your turn or your opponent's, you can either search and equip or equip it straight to a Brave token. Interesting. That's still another +1 right there. And the first monster, or the first time your monster equipped with an equipped card would be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not destroyed. Also nice. I mean, it is only by battle, but still, that definitely helps. Not bad. I think this card's really nice. Searches anything in your deck. You do have, it is a 1-for-1, but also this effect that you can trigger on your turn and your opponent's turn is a +1. We will see how good these equips are, though. Okay, this card is called UhOh. So here, there's a couple translation things here. Holy Sword of Light Danel or Noble Arms of Light Danel. Are these just like Noble Arms cards? Holy crap, that'd be crazy. Is this just a Noble Knight card? Okay, equip spell, equip only to a monster you control. Okay, so you can't equip it to your opponent. And the third effect's a hard once per turn. You can only control one of this card. The equipped monster gains 500 attack for each card you control with different names that specifically list Brave token in its text. Ooh, okay. So it doesn't say not including itself. So itself, probably not the token it's equipped to. I don't think that would technically work, but hopefully you'd have one or two others. So at least 1,500 there. I can make a token just 3,500, potentially even more. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Brave token you control, equip that target with this card. Okay, this card's okay. It's kind of just an attack buff. I do like that it comes back really easily, but unless we see other effects that like get really strong as long as you have an equip, I don't really see this card being very good. Next up, we have Starlet Papillon. This is another equipped spell. You can only equip to a monster you control. Third effect's hard once per turn. You can only control one of it. Monsters your opponent controls loses 500 attack for each card you control with different names that specifically list Brave token in its text. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target a Brave token you control and equip it with this card. Okay, again, it's like the same thing, just lowering your opponent instead of raising you. So, meh. Again, I think both of these are meh. I'm really not trying to play them. They're hella bricks. And the last equip, it looks like, is Draco back the Dragon Steed. Card looks cool. I love the artwork here. Very isekai-esque, right? Equip spell card, equip only to a monster you control. Second and third effects are both hard ones per turns. You can only control one of this card. While this card is equipped to a non-effect monster, you can target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Now that's what I'm talking about. This is just a bounce. And third effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard, target a Brave token you control and equip it with this card. Now this card I don't mind because it's going to be like super recurable and it's just a bounce. It's just really solid removal. It is targeting. It only works if it's equipped to a non-effect, so it is going to be your tokens that really can abuse this and nothing else, it seems. But this one I could actually see being like decent. And like one of these I could maybe see playable, but like I don't see both. Okay, moving on, we've got some field spells, multiple field spells. Interesting. The first one here is Zara Ram, the Dark Temple. Okay, field spell, while you control a monster equipped with something specifically equipped with Danel, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during the battle phase. See, that was going to be like interesting, but then it was battle phase. Once per turn, when your Brave token destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can inflict damage to them equal to that monster's original attack. Meh. And then once per turn, if you activated this card's second effect this turn, you can add a field spell that specifically lists Brave token in its text from your deck or graveyard to your hand except for itself. So I guess it just searches the other field spell here. So obviously the field spells correspond to the specific equip spells. So the sword obviously is like made, I guess, made from crystals from this cave, and then this is like a super buggy forest, and that's where like you get the papillon thing. Okay, cool. That field spell reads, here we go. Yeah, the woods of lost flowers. Your monsters equipped with Starlet Papillon are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. Ooh, that's all activated effects, not even just monster effects. That makes the Papillon a little more interesting to me. Once per turn, when your Brave token destroys an opponent's monster by battle, draw a card. Okay. Run over something, get some extra draws. And once per turn, if you activated this card's second effect this turn, you can add a field spell that has Brave token in its text from your deck or graveyard to your hand except for itself, so search the other field spell. Okay. I think this one's a little bit better overall because this one's like so battle phase oriented. This one, the first protection effect's actually not that bad. Because one, it's going to be hard to beat over that way, and they're completely unaffected, so not bad. And let's check out some traps. Let's see if we can finish up with like some solid disruptive traps. Thunder Discharge. The art looks crazy. What is this? Who is this guy? This guy looks amazing, but like we have no cards that look like him. He's just out of nowhere. Now he's in our artwork. Okay, weird. Okay, normal trap card, you can only activate one per turn. If you control Brave token, target one of your monsters equipped with an equipped card that specifically lists Brave token in its text. Destroy as many monsters your opponent controls with equal or lower attack as possible. Then you can equip one equipped spell that specifically lists Brave token in its text from your hand or graveyard to an appropriate monster you control. Okay. I don't hate this. It's kind of like Icarus attack, but pretty archetype specific. The only problems with it is not only do you need a Brave token, but you need a Brave token that is equipped with an equipped spell. Actually, technically, you don't even have to target a Brave. Like, you could have any monster equipped with an equipped card. It doesn't have to be the Brave token. Okay, I think it's like powerful. It's non-targeting, right? Yeah, it just destroys anything that you want with lower attack than the token, which is already 2,000, and then with one of the attack modifying equips, obviously become way lower. Maybe they're all just one-ofs. You just play one of all the equips. Probably isn't that bad. Interesting. It's powerful. And the last one is Resurrection Breath. Normal trap, you can only activate one card with this per turn. If you control Brave token, special summon up to 2 monsters with different names from your hand and or graveyard, but banish them if they leave the field. Then you can equip one equip spell that specifically lists Brave token in its text from your hand or graveyard to an appropriate monster you control. Whoa. Okay, so this card's really interesting because this just says if you control a Brave token, special summon any 2 monsters with different name from hand or graveyard. Not just archetype cards. These are like, combine this with anything. And I think that's the last thing that I think that's going to be pretty important here to remember is that none of this stuff locked you out of like anything except for like, what is it? This card that gives you the token. You can't activate the effects of monsters that are normal summoned, essentially. You can only activate the effects of monsters that are special summoned. I think that's literally like the only restriction. Which is kind of crazy. The other thing I will say is I think this spell card, as we went through it, is the only card that generates the tokens for you. Nothing else gives you a token. So you essentially have 6 copies of that, and if you can't get to that, none of these cards do anything. Because without having a Brave token on the field, so many of these cards do fucking nothing. But I think it's really interesting. I think it's really cool. It's another one of these archetypes where they base it around like a token, almost like Phantasm Spiral. This might even be Phantasm Spiral level. But one thing I will say is this is like a token generator, and it doesn't lock you out of anything except for the activated effects of your normal summon. I think there are probably some decks that can work around that. Other than that, this guy does just jump out of the hand for free. Even if you could, like, it just, if you have no monsters, jump this out of the hand. This could be played in other generic, like, Wing Beast decks. Obviously, if you can find a way to also integrate the Brave token, then you get the bonus of also having the negate with this guy. But still, just a level 7 extender generically, which is not half bad. Interesting. I think it's interesting. It's kind of hard to piece everything together and see exactly how it's all going to work in conjunction. Also, hold on really quickly, running through the card numbers here. We have 25, 27. Okay, so we're already missing an extra card here. There's a number 26 that we're going to be needing here. Then 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Okay, so everything else looks like it's there. It looks like we are just missing exactly this card number 26, which is kind of confusing because we got the spells before the monster, but we almost always get monsters before spells. But we'll see. I mean, we have this girl here in all the artwork and we have not seen a card for her. Maybe we'll just get a card for her and she'll really put everything together as an engine. And I think that's just the biggest thing to keep in mind. I think as a deck right now, this doesn't really seem like it's doing anything all too crazy, but maybe as an engine, maybe we get a girl that's a Rhoda, a Stratos, that can like search this card, search this card, right? Search some of these other cards. And like immediately we're kind of looking at a situation where like maybe as an engine, it does actually get some stuff going pretty well. Who knows? Okay. I don't know off the top of my head, but we'll just have to see. But this is cool. I think it's really creative. It's definitely different. It's definitely super different. I just need to see a little bit more. I need to see people mess around with it, see what people come up with in terms of what they can like combine it with before I can make any like true final judgments on it or anything like that. So yeah, that's pretty much where I land. That's gonna do it from here today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on the new archetype. If you have any ideas of what this could combine with, as far as stuff that already exists with the lack of restrictions on the archetype, I'd be very curious to see what you guys can figure out in there. So thanks again. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe if you haven't. You want to see more card reviews when new cards drop, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.